Welcome back, everyone, to Blood and Iron, Dead Man's Hand. Last we left off, our 3 members of the Dead Man's Hand coterie have departed the church in which they found Sister Charity, more or less satisfied that the scourge did not put an end to this kindred's existence. At least not yet. In line with that, Alexandra has made it a point that she would like to make sure that the loop in which all of the other kindred of this domain sort of funnel their information through, Gerard is brought up to speed as to what's happening, the connections that they've made, that they've all made about the scourge, and how that poses a danger to those who might even commit a minor infraction in this domain. Because if she can come without warning, well, that's no good for anyone now, is it? Shriek has gone off to do something of his own, but we'll come back to Shriek in a moment. Alex, you and Kane walk into the bar, and you see that there are some regulars who are here. It is late enough in the evening that before too long, the last call is going to be rung out, and everyone will be ordering their last drinks and then funneling out of the bar as things start to close down. You know, it's probably about half an hour before last call. You have plenty of time to at least have a conversation. And he is here. The old man in flannel.
Alex steps in with a smile, casts a glance around the bar, and when her eyes land on him, she makes direct eye contact if he looks up.
He looks up as soon as you walk in the door. It isn't a very big bar. It's a kind of a long bar with a couple of tables in the back and a pool table. And aside from that, the front door is really the main entrance. The back door is more of an emergency exit or a break room exit, sort of a thing. Or shipping or receiving sort of thing.
She makes her way over to him with a big grin on her face. And she leans in as if to give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Like an old friend.
Hi.
Hi, how are you this evening, Gerard?
I'm good. This is a rare occurrence that multiple of you have seen me in multiple nights.
Consider this our way of keeping you in the loop.
Well,
and that being said, there has been an event in which you do need to be kept in the loop about.
Oh?
Yes.
Well, do tell.
She kind of takes a quick glance around. Is anybody paying attention to them at this point?
Kane's drawn some eyes, as he is a very big man who just kind of sidled up right next to Gerard, kind of almost squishing him into the corner.
To block everybody's view, since they're in a booth, I'd probably grab a chair from a nearby table and just sit at the end. Because, let's face it, Kane's not a booth kind of guy.
Ah, yeah. He is rather big, so he pulls up a chair, that's for sure. Okay. That's convenient, because then mouths are disguised. You are a wall. You are fridge.
They call me Maytag.
But yes, it is. You feel that behind the wall of Kane, you are sufficiently obfuscated from sight and hearing.
Are you perhaps aware of a lovely sister within the area? Charity.
I think I may have heard of her once or twice. She doesn't really make any noise, so...
Stays quite quiet, by my understanding. Lets people come to her.
I haven't really had a reason to go to her as of yet. She's not, well, she's not hard to find. So, if I needed to talk to her, I know where to find her.
Well, she's certainly managed to draw somebody's eye. And not in a pleasant way.
Uh-huh.
Last time you and I spoke, you mentioned that it's not uncommon for people to suddenly go missing. And as she says this, she's keeping her voice quite low.
Well, first there was Brucato. Brucato suddenly going missing is not exactly a...
particular person in power. Well, turns out our lovely sister was slated for this.
As in, caught the eye of somebody and they wanted to off her.
Yes.
Why the fuck would they do that?
I'm unsure as of yet.
As far as I know,
I figured it best.
Keeps to herself. Much like everybody else in this goddamn domain.
She was accused of breaching masquerade.
Anything.
Her voice drops a little bit lower as she says that.
Anything could be passed off as that if you think about it hard enough.
I know. But she's still amongst us. Troops leading the way.
Okay. Alright. If he looks a little banged up next time I see him, I'll know why.
But if this is a regular occurrence, would you be willing to keep an eye out for
I already do.
And when it happens, bring it to us.
I don't like this.
Neither do I.
It just stinks.
You're telling me. I've assured our wonderful sister that I will advocate for her necessity within the domain.
I think that's only going to postpone the inevitable, but you do what you're going to do.
Well, I believe she is a necessity within the domain. As much as you are.
I ain't a fucking necessity in this goddamn domain. You kidding? I'm the foreigner brouhaha.
But you command respect.
To a degree.
And you're known.
Again, to a degree. Nobody in the court knows really much about me. The only people who do are in this town. And this town is pretty dang small.
Well, you were known enough for my Mauler to send me in your direction.
Mola?
Balthazar.
Balthazar.
My tutor. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was not familiar with that word, Mola. I don't know what fancy words.
Fair enough. But you're known enough for him to send me in your direction to begin with. I believe yours was one of the first names that he dropped.
Well, I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Exactly. Thus making you a necessity in this domain.
Well, I do my part. And that gives my head on my shoulders, so that's good.
I'm hoping to keep that head on your shoulders.
Otherwise, they would bury me as quick as they found me.
I'm sure they would.
Surprised they didn't.
That being said, if there is any unrest happening...
Well, now that you mention it, Gwen's been getting a little antsy. Something about...
Gwen?
Yeah, another thin blood kid. No, Caitiff. I think she's Caitiff. I don't know. I can't keep track of these people anymore. But, yeah, she's been antsy. Says she keeps seeing black vans.
Black vans?
This is the first time hearing about it, and I haven't personally been seeing them myself, but she swears that every day one of them goes past her little neck of the woods. Doesn't stop, just keeps going. Now, if that doesn't smell fishy to me, I don't know what does.
Certainly does smell fishy. Do you know where I might be able to find this Gwen?
Lately, she's been trying to keep herself a little bit, unseen. But you can't miss her. She got white hair like mine. Except she looks like she's 100 years younger than me.
Stands out a little bit then. Much like myself.
She is very pale, so.
Do you have regular contact with this young lady?
She regularly comes over here sometimes, but that's pretty much the case with anybody who wants to chit-chat. Usually stops by every Tuesday.
Alex reaches into her bag and she pulls out a flyer for her stall. And she passes it across the table to him.
What's this?
This is the store that I run. I've moved it into this domain.
He kind of looks at the flyer. He looks at you. Looks at the flyer. Looks at you. Looks at the flyer. Looks at Kane.
Think of it like my gym, place to people to go.
Strangely enough, it makes sense.
Well, I do like to think things through before I do them. Would you send her to me next time you see her?
You strike me as the type that has very strange interests. Maybe into the supernatural and shit.
You would be correct.
Turns out it's a
After
hobby
all-
of mine.
Wonderful.
I may have to come by your shop.
You are welcome at any time.
Fantastic. And yes, I will pass it along to Gwen too.
Please. If she needs assistance or information or anything of the like, or even has anything to tell us, I'd be happy to hear her out.
She doesn't put a whole lot of faith in Primogen, but if I insist, maybe she'll swing by.
See? Necessary.
I guess.
Oh, we love you, Jerome. You don't need to sell yourself.
Oh, love ain't got nothing to do with it, sweetheart.
Oh, I don't know. I could say that I love you. Just a little bit.
Now you're making it weird.
Oh,
Have you
it's
seen
not
the
a
kind
weird
of
to show
people that are-
appreciation.
Have you seen the kind of people that are in my coterie? Weird kind of is our modus operandi.
Yeah, I'm getting that distinct feeling.
This also is not the first time you've called me weird. And I'm sure it will not be the last.
Nope. I can guarantee you it won't be the last.
All right. I just wanted to keep you in the loop.
Appreciate it. And you are now kept in the loop too.
Thank you so very much. That makes our job that much easier.
Though it helps that you're more likable than Brocado.
Oh, thank you. Right.
Always had that same face.
What do you mean?
Her face, it never had any kind of expression to it. She was always just stern.
Interesting.
I'm sure, like, back in the day she might have been likable, but no, I think she was
Not as
getting
she
too
got
old for
older.
this shit. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Your secret is safe with me.
No, it ain't.
I give you my word, and my word is gold.
You got a haunt amongst 20 yards. It ain't safe with nobody.
All right. Well, we do have other business to attend this evening.
As you're probably right to.
But I look forward to seeing you at my shop.
Well, I'm about to head out here too anyway, so.
You have a wonderful night.
And you as well.
Stay safe.
And Kane would get up and shake his hand.
And he'll give you a very solid grip.
Yeah.
Don't go punching anybody that don't deserve it, yeah?
I won't. I don't like having to do that if I don't need to. There has to be a point to it.
Good man. And he kind of claps you on the shoulder and kind of goes to walk out.
So we have an antsy thin blood who claims to have seen black men. And a missing primogen.
I think we might have to take a look around.
And as you're saying that, Kane, you do see that as Gerard's kind of walking down the street, you do see that in the distance, now that you're aware that these things exist, you see a black van parked. But you can't see whether or not anyone's inside or not.
Is Gerard walking towards it?
Not directly towards it, but in the direction.
I'm going to start kind of walking casually towards the van. I'm going to check something out.
Well, by all means, let me come with you. And Alex kind of falls into step beside him.
All right. Kind of walking. Give me a wits and awareness, both of you, as you're approaching. Or one can assist the other, your choice.
Ooh. You know what? I honestly think we'd be better off to roll it individually.
I've got 5 dice.
I have 6.
Okay.
But I'm also hungry.
We've got some good eyeballs in this coterie.
Yeah, let's try it.
So we're rolling individually?
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right.
Oof.
I'm going
We'll
to
power
rouse.
those 3.
I'm going to rouse the blood.
Where's the bleed?
It's blood.
There's blood. Blah.
It's blood. Derek knows where I'm going.
There's 2 for Alex. And 4.
Here's my rouse, and I will spend a willpower
To roll those extra 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Tenebris, you have a total of 6. And Alex has 2. Alex, you're getting distracted by that thought in your head. Ooh, Gerard. What kind of blood does he have? Kind of distracted with the fact that you're thinking about the blood.
That's a dangerous line of thought.
It's a very dangerous line of thought, but you are having thoughts of blood of all kinds as you are kind of looking around the entire area. Your eyes are more landing on, ooh, that one looks good. Oh, but that one looks even better. Oh, maybe that one. You're kind of darting your eyes between the different people that are walking down the street. Gerard included. Paying attention to the very wrong things. Where Kane, you're kind of keeping your eyes out. You kind of check out that van. The windows, the front windshield, you can, when you get close enough to it, you can see through it. There's nobody inside. It looks like it's empty. But you do see that this black van doesn't have a front license plate, which is illegal in Texas. You have to have a front and a back. So the fact that it doesn't have one of those plates is a little bit suspicious. And you see that the antenna that that kind of climbs out the back. It's kind of a black panel van that kind of rises out of the back of the van, kind of mounted where the usual radio antenna would be. It's longer than usual.
Can I see into the back of it?
It's only got the windows that would have any visibility through them are the front windshield, the two driver and passenger windows, but the rest of it is solid black. So no, you cannot see into the back of the van. And in this light, you can't really tell whether or not the back has whether or not the driver and passenger are separate from the back itself. You don't know if it's strictly back doors only to enter into the back. You're a little too far. It's a little too dark.
The windows rolled down at all, or
nope, they're up. Yep, they're full up and a little tinted. You're probably about a block, maybe a block and a half away from the van at this point.
I want to walk over to the van.
Oh, so you're going to walk all the way to the van. Okay.
Yeah.
Alex is going to stick with him.
And Gerard's gone and turned off into a parking lot and climbed into a truck by this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're walking up to the van and you're doing what exactly?
I'm going to listen, see if anybody's inside, noticeably.
Now that you've changed positions, I'm going to ask for another wits awareness. This time you're specifically concentrating on your hearing.
Okay.
I want to see if there's anybody on the street that maybe notices us making our way over there.
Okay, that's also a wits and awareness for you. Since you're looking out for people.
Again.
Oh my god. We're pairing that.
Yeah, and I will spend a
there we go.
Okay.
And it doesn't pay off.
Nope, not that one. But this time for Alex. Well, we'll come back to you here in a second. Alex, you are looking specifically to see if there's anybody who's paying attention to you as you're watching as you're approaching this van.
Mm-hmm.
You don't catch it immediately, but as you're kind of walking around, and maybe you're peering into the van, maybe you're not. But as you're kind of investigating it a little bit, a glint catches your eye. But it's gone from a building above you. And above you across the street. It's there for a second and then it's gone.
You know, Kane, I really don't think that this van is worth stealing.
I'm not looking to steal.
I really don't think this van is worth stealing.
I understand. And I'm going to walk over. And very hushed, what did you see?
She just shakes her head, and her eyes tick in the direction that.
Of
where she saw the flash.
Okay.
And Kane, Kane, what were you looking for specifically when you
Seeing
were...
if I could hear anybody or anything inside.
If there is anyone inside, they are extremely quiet because you don't hear anything.
Can we just head home? I feel a bit sick. I think I had too much to drink.
If you want to. Though I was thinking about checking out the roof.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Really? But I'd like to know what we're dealing with.
But it's so high up.
Here. And I'll hand her the keys. Go grab the van. I'm going to take a look around.
Kane, I've been drinking. Do you really think it's a good idea for me to be driving?
Okay, wait at the van. And I'm going to walk. Is there an alley next to the building?
Yep, there is.
I'm going to walk down to the alley and to where no one can see me.
Alex, he seems determined to do what he's going to do.
She's going to start making her way for the van, keys in hand.
All right. Heading back to your own vehicle.
And she wants to keep an eye out around her as she's walking for anybody that might be watching.
Yep, head on a swivel. Exactly.
Now I want to get to a point where no one can see me.
Easily doable.
And I'm going to use Soaring Leap and leap up to the top of the building and grab the edge and kind of pull myself up to just peek.
What's your potence level?
3.
Ooh. Which means a vertical leap is 3 meters times your potence level, which means you can jump 9 meters, which is roughly 27 feet-ish if you're calculating it roughly. To 27, 30 feet, something like that. And so you...
Well, plus I imagine I've got a decent vertical because I've got 4 strength and 3 athletics.
Yeah, and so it's not a problem to leap the height and catch yourself. That would probably put you at somewhere about jumping a vertical leap about 2 stories, which is plenty for this particular building. It's only a 2-story building. You grab the ledge with your hands. You kind of peek up. Make a wits awareness. Once more. Doing a lot of thinking on your feet. You can willpower or you can succeed at a cost.
What's the cost?
One superficial health damage.
I'll take that.
And where that superficial health damage comes from is something was thrown at your head. Or at your hands, rather. Your head as you're peeking up. As someone in a dark attire, a mask, starts to dart off. And what you realize is you just had a knife thrown at your head. And it's stuck. And they're darting off.
I would like to try to catch them.
Okay. Then I need you to make me a strength athletics to pull yourself up and start darting after them. And they're running to the edge of the building on the opposite side of you.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
It takes you longer than you anticipated to climb up, as this person is getting away.
Oh, keep it all. going to pull the dagger from my head and heal that wound as I go, so that it is not, and like wipe the blood away, so it is not an obvious thing.
Mm-hmm. Which you'll make a rouse check for. So that's your one rouse for this turn. Are you doing anything else?
I'm going to try to keep up with them.
Okay, make a stamina athletics.
From Alex's perspective too, she's going to get in the car and she's going to start heading back to where they were.
To where they were at the van. Okay, the black van.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're keeping pace, but they're far enough ahead of you that they've already started to climb to slide down. Looks like a ladder escape down the building, and have made it to the base by the time you're at the edge of the building. You've maintained that distance, but you haven't really gained on them yet. Alex, you are making your way. You are driving toward the black van.
Back to where she left her friend.
Now, are they still in an alleyway? Like this, since they slid down the ladder?
Yes, this is still an alley. It's just an alley on the opposite side of the building now.
Is it open both ways?
Yes.
Whichever way they seem to be heading, I'm going to drop from the second story and land in front of them.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't
catch them.
Sorry, I didn't catch what Alex was doing. Once more.
She's just driving back to where she left Kane.
Okay. So just driving back there. Okay, so that's what you're doing this turn. Okay. You're able to successfully do that. There's nothing stopping you.
Any movement at the van while I'm there?
Nope. The person that you see, Kane, is actually running in the opposite direction of the van, and you're looking to jump down ahead of them
and just basically drop down on top and catch them, like Mario jumped them. But instead of landing on them, I want to land and grab.
You want to land and grab? Okay. I'm gonna make that a strength and athletics, so that you can grab them on your way down. If you messy crit this, you are Goomba stomping them.
Okay. What would my grappling specialty take into account?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
4.
Okay. I think I'm actually going to roll an opposed roll for this then. Oh yeah, easily. You grab them by the collar of their shirt, and they're not getting away. What do you do?
They're wearing a mask.
Yep.
I'm going to push them up against the wall, take the mask off, and see who they are.
Just looks like an ordinary guy.
Does he feel human to me?
Yeah, he's very human.
I'm going to put him into a chokehold and put him to sleep. Given my background in MMA and jiu-jitsu and the such, I believe that would be very easy for me.
Given your background is from when you were alive. So go ahead and make a strength athletics, and let's see if you actually sleeper hold him or if he's going to suffocate.
You can tell.
Yeah. But your beast might have something to say. Your beast might have something to say about that. Because it's enjoying the fact that you're actually wanting to get into a fight.
Yeah, 3 is successes. I can willpower if I need more.
Let's see. I'll just roll some dice here. So they have 5 successes to try and get out of that. You have 3.
Oh, I guess I have to willpower this.
Mm-hmm. And that is indeed a messy crit, my friend.
Fuck. Well, it was nice knowing this guy.
Yep. You hold him. And you hold him. And you hold him. And you hold him. And he stops moving. You hold him. You have this need to just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze that neck, that delicious looking neck, that very, very supple neck. It's very athletic, very, ooh, you bet that he tastes good. But that need to just keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. And eventually, the breathing stops. Oops.
Damn it. I'm going to go through his pockets and see if I can find out anything about him.
This particular jumpsuit does not have pockets.
Nothing on him at all?
Nope.
Except for the mask?
Except for the mask.
And
And you have his
knife?
face.
I'll take my phone, I'll take a picture of his face. I'll shut it. Make sure his face isn't something that doesn't look like obvious death. Because maybe like he looks like he's asleep.
It's a little hard with that bruising that's starting to form around his neck.
Well, I can frame that out.
You can frame it out.
But then I'm going to put him behind a dumpster. And I'm going to activate in a power.
Hmm.
I'm going to use ashes to ashes.
Oh, that is a power that you have.
I don't know exactly how it works. I just know that I remember it was used to help me by a certain someone because I couldn't have a feeding scene that didn't go horribly awry in one of your previous chronicles.
Ah, yes, I remember that. So, let's let's actually look at ashes to ashes, 'cause I am not 100% on that power. I know it helps to dissolve a body into ash, but how long does that take?
I am pulling it up right now.
That is
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
Uh, 5 turns.
5
Minus
turns.
the margin. Well, that's against. Oh, let's see. Vampire makes a rouse check to expend the Vitae and introduce the Vitae to the corpse. Unless
Mm.
the corpse is animated, the body disintegrates over 3 turns with no test necessary.
Okay, so just make the rouse for it then. Because he is not an animated corpse. He is a dead
Oh.
corpse.
He's just a regular corpse.
Yep. And so over the course of these few minutes, maybe, if it takes that long at all, you start to smear some vitae and maybe make a bit of an exertion of your will and essentially command this corpse to dissolve into dust. And Alex, You're driving with the van towards where you left Kane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see him where you left him. You see him as you're kind of inching a little bit more past that black van. Inching past that black van, you see him down an alleyway, hunched over. Which is an odd position for Kane. He's not usually hunched over something, but he is blocking what it is that you're seeing, being the big man that he is. But he looks safe and sound, so maybe that's a plus.
She just pulls up and she waits, making sure to pull up in a spot that kind of blocks him off from the view of the street.
And as you're doing that, the black band speeds off, tires kind of squealing.
Does she have enough time to snap a couple of photos of it?
Do you have your phone out while you're driving? Because you would need to take a turn in order to be able to even pull out your phone, unless you have rapid reflexes.
No, she does not.
Nope. It would take a turn to at least get your phone out. And by then, it's already sped off and far enough away that you can't see any distinguishing details about it anymore.
That's a problem. Well, now I think I know what happened to Brocada.
After Kane's finished, he tucked the mask inside of his jacket and kind of pinned it to his side by his arm, just so it's out of the way and no one can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of palmed the knife so that he's covering most of the handle with his big hand, and like the blades up his forearm, so like he's just obscuring it from view and walking towards the van to get in.
What do
Just
you do
trying
with the
to.
jumpsuit?
I thought that would dissolve with everything.
The body would. I don't know that the clothing does.
Oh, then that makes this even easier. There's a jumpsuit. I'm just going to roll everything up in the jumpsuit and take that with it. Just throw it underneath my arm.
All right. Bundle of cloth in your arm. And you get in the passenger seat, as that is the door that is facing you at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And as I get in, I turn on some low music to kind of obscure as we're driving.
Alex is going to drive them away from the bar to an abandoned property, one that they've probably used before.
Hmm.
And when she pulls up, there's a clear tension in her face. What did you come back with?
There was someone up there.
I know. What did you come back with?
The only things that are left. And he'll pull out the mask and the knife. Is there anything distinguishing about the knife? Or is it just a plain knife, or is it like a hunting knife?
It's a
Ceremonial dagger? What? Anything?
no. It's rather ordinary.
Just like a plain hunting knife, then?
Yeah, just something that you'd pick up at a shop where knives are sold.
Okay.
Alex is going to hold her hands out for the items.
Yeah, this was in my head. I may have lost my temper.
Uh-huh. that might be the least of what we lost. She's going to start meticulously going across the fabric of this jumpsuit, looking for anything that might be out of place in it, technological wiring, anything like that. She's going to do that across the entire jumpsuit, the mask, everything. She's going to pull it all apart.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you can. There's no pockets in it. That much you can tell for sure. But and upon first handling with it, Kane, since you just kind of bundled everything up quite very quickly and didn't really bother to investigate it first, there's nothing of nothing of any consequence that you noticed first. But Alex, you can make an investigation and wits if you're doing this rather quickly.
Oh no, she's being really thorough.
Okay, then resolve. Like, are you? You're stopped at a place, right? So you have time.
Yeah. My wits is actually higher than my resolve.
Well, that makes it all the difference. Are you doing it quickly or are you doing it thoroughly?
Okay, I guess I'm doing it quickly. So wits it is.
So because you're doing it quickly, it's a little haphazard. You're just kind of feeling all of the fabric. You're looking for any kind of bumps, any kind of tube, any kind of wire, any kind of anything in the fabric.
Anything that might be sewn into the fabric.
Yeah, sewn into the fabric. You do come across a wire sewn in.
Following that wire, what do I come to?
A device that is also sewn in. That is very small. Almost like it's almost like the size of a disc battery.
She takes
So like no bigger than a
very
quarter.
Sharp inhale. Pulls it out of the fabric. Holds a finger to her lips and shows Kane.
That's one of the reasons I turned on the out of character. That's one of the reasons I turned on the music.
Mm-hmm. And so the other thing that you find on the other end of the wire looks like a very, very tiny microphone.
She takes it and she just crushes it in whatever way she can, whether that's bashing it against the front panel of the vehicle or taking it out and crushing it in the dirt. She's going to break it.
Yep, between the two of you, easily done. It is sufficiently smashed.
You should have left it alone. Because now they have both of our faces. Now they have confirmation that you're not what you seem. And I was with you. Now, any information about you that they can dig up, any connection to me that they can dig up. Fuck. Fuck, Kane. This is a problem.
what do we do? I want to look for more of these vans and find them. Figure out who we're dealing with.
Where there's one, there's more. Coffee, what do I know about the Second Inquisition?
Intelligence and occult.
I'm going to willpower that one.
Okay.
Oh, while I'm at it, I'm just going to make one more rouse check to heal one more superficial damage of that bag.
All right. Okay. So you have a total of 6, Alex.
Yes.
You know, Second Inquisition being a very broad term for a collection of what could be called organizations of hunters. Now, that could be individuals, that could be large corporations, it could be a group of religious fanatics, but all of it is termed Second Inquisition. But you have heard some horror stories of Australian and of American origin. Maybe you haven't heard them directly from the horse's mouth, but there are rumors that there have been military operations, fanatics, even to go so far as certain security organizations are involved in the Second Inquisition to do one thing: destroy vampires. All of them, disorganized as they are, set out to do that thing. Some of them are technologically advanced. Some of them are just have a shotgun and a hope. You had hoped that possibly this would be the latter, but it clearly is not. This is a couple, maybe only a few people, but at the very least, they have devices that can listen, that are very, maybe short range, but very small to detect. You figure that guy might have been bait.
Bait, and Kane walks straight into it.
I don't think they got anything. I didn't say anything. I was out.
Kane, they threw a knife at your head. He had a microphone wired into his clothing, and they had a van there that we walked right up to. When I said, "Let's go home," I was concerned that this was going to be the case. We need to let somebody know as soon as possible that this is exactly what is happening. Face to face, right now, before they can get somebody else tailing us. After that, we need to keep our faces low. They will be watching you and I, because now they've had confirmation. This... Kane, do you know what the Second Inquisition is?
Would I?
Intelligence and occult.
Sure.
You would know it's the broad term of vampire hunters.
Vaguely.
This is dangerous. There have been cities that have burned because of the Second Inquisition in recent history. Entire cities, Kane.
I'm getting the scope. Alright, I know a place we can go and talk to someone. Get in.
First of all, we need to ditch them.
Well,
Because if they're technologically advanced, they'll be watching street cameras.
ditch what?
Your van, it
I
needs
couldn't.
to go.
Alright, don't yell at me. I literally can't hear because you're cutting out.
I'm sorry. That's in character.
I know, I'm just joking. Sorry.
Your van needs to go, Kane.
Alright, he'll grab a couple of things and throw it into his gym bag. And, go ahead and lock the doors and park it somewhere. Out of the way.
Easy enough. You have plenty of time to be able to do so. And while you are deciding where it is that you are headed, there is an Nosferatu we should catch up with. Shriek. Lovely Shriek. You are looking for Jade.
Well, I've been trying to end up keeping track of her movements over the past few nights. Figure between that, knowing her vehicle, and everything else shouldn't be too hard. Besides, someone like that can't be too hard to track.
Given that you have had a little network of information starting to develop in this particular domain, it takes a little while, but you are eventually able to find her car. It is currently parked in front of a shopping center. Not the same shopping center as Alex's store, but it's another shopping center somewhere on the main road. And after a while of stalking her car, you do see that she comes out of one of the stores with a bag in hand. They're late to be shopping, maybe.
Maybe. But I'm going to end up... Let's see if I can break into her car and let her drive us on home.
Okay. Give me a dexterity and larceny.
Rousing for increase. Larceny. I'm going to willpower that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like to do it, but 4 successes.
Simple enough. You've broken into a car like this before a couple of times. It's the nice thing about what you know about Kindred is that a lot of them don't have very technologically advanced cars. Or if they do, they're very well off. This is indicating that she's not very well off, much like the rest of her kin in this city. She's
What an unfortunate turn.
a little destitute for a Ventru.
And I will activate Cloak of Shadows.
You get into the car, you activate Cloak of Shadows, and you are unseen. She gets into the car, She sets the bag down in the passenger seat, and she goes to turn the key into the ignition and begins to drive.
I'm just gonna let this play out. I'm not gonna announce my presence, but I am going to take a look at what kind of groceries did she buy. That's curious, especially given the fact we don't need to eat, and given the hard times the clan of kings have run into. Well, I'm certainly curious. I mean, sure, there's keeping up appearances, but isn't this just a little bit over the top?
Well, you probably would be a little sad to realize that it is not indeed food that she has in these bags, but something of more of a cloth variety.
Mm,
Clothing, maybe?
More's the pity. Oh well. I just keep waiting. I'm getting a feel for a routine, and it's kind of nice to be driven around. Her being my unbeknownst chauffeur.
And she drives. She winds through the streets a little bit. But it also doesn't seem like she's unfamiliar with what she's doing. This might be a bit of a routine route, but a winding enough route that maybe someone might not think anything of it unless they were sitting in the car with her.
I'm definitely taking notes, just getting a better feel for it. Where she likes to shop, where she likes to go. After all, what are frenemies for?
Eventually, she does stop in front of a house. It's a decent house. Looks like it's a couple bedroom. It's got a one-car garage on it.
Does she pull into it?
She does. In which case, after she has parked the car in the garage, she takes the keys out of the ignition, grabs the bag, and exits the car.
I just observe, waiting for her to get into the house. Before I just drop my disguise, my veil of shadows, and unlock the car and start heading out. Starting to, well, enjoy the ride, so to speak. I go about and look at the location, gain a semblance of it. Looking at personal belongings, if there's any family photos, or any indication that this is a lived in residence by a human being, or if this is testament to her own vanity, or maybe there's no photos at all, the stranger things in life, so to speak, which, well, while not masquerade breaching, is certainly a interesting point. Everybody's got something to hang up. Usually it's some family photos, or hey, look at my diploma, or something.
So, just to be clear, are you going into the house, or are you just looking in the garage?
I'm starting off in the garage, and I will be moving my way into the house.
Okay. So, what you find is the garage is mostly empty except for the washer and dryer in it, and the car, of course. There doesn't seem to be like there's much room for much storage in here if the car's in here as well. So it's a pretty tight space in that regard. You go over to the entry door from the garage into the house. And I assume you're listening in to see if she's actually there before creeping in.
Absolutely.
And so when you're satisfied that you're not going to be seen walking into the house. You open up the door. I would like you to make a dexterity and stealth. You can use your break-in from stealth as a specialty.
Don't Derek dice it. Woo! 5 successes.
Ooh, very nice. Quiet as a mouse. If it wasn't for the fact that that mouse is squeaking in your ear right now.
I kind of end up pulling it out. Wonder how long that's been stuffed in there. Quickly break its neck. Keeping my hand over its muzzle before I do so. And maybe just throw it into a waste bin. I don't need for her to worry too much about it.
But you slink into the house, and it looks lived in. And, well, there's no photos of any kind, because who really has photos in their house anymore?
Call me old-fashioned.
But there's an assortment of things that would give you an idea that while she may have that cold and stern exterior, it does look like she wants the place to be a warm and inviting place. A place to maybe have company, should company arrive. She seems like she would be likable if it wasn't for the fact that you two have history. You hear that she's kind of setting some things down in the bedroom. Like her keys and the bag that she brought in, and has, maybe gone to maybe retire for the evening. It's a little early, but who knows? She might be an early nighter.
Now, give me a visual. This is a 1-story household or a 2-story household?
It's a 1-story house. It's a 1-story house, 2 bedrooms. It's a master bedroom and a smaller bedroom. You would imagine 2 bathrooms because you see 1 bathroom in the hallway. You imagine the others inside the master bedroom. You see a living room space with a TV and couch and a coffee table. They all look nice, but they're a little mismatched. Maybe cobbled together from a thrift store, maybe not thrift store, who knows.
It's certainly no IKEA catalog.
No, they're, from what you can tell, actually fairly well made. That she has an eye for maybe these things.
Maybe. I'm going to continue to observe. I'm trying to see. I'm investigating. I'm looking for maybe evidence of another kindred in here, or another person who may live with her, or any kind of business deals. Anything that I think might be either useful or stands to, or something that might lead to an understanding on why she might have ended up selling out our little habit.
Make a wits and investigation.
Hey, that's 6.
Oh.
With a crit.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Derek's is rolling hot tonight for once.
hey, Lamau, put some mojo dice in the chat for Derek to congratulate him on his crit. You don't see any evidence of another person living in this house. She lives alone, it looks like. The 2-bedroom thing might be a guest thing. That's what you can maybe assume. You kind of peruse in the kitchen, where a lot of people kind of just drop off their mail and or junk or whatever. Kind of, without really touching anything, just kind of peruse the contents of the kitchen, and you see a stack of letters addressed to a pseudonym. You imagine that she's got a pseudonym. Or maybe that was her old name. Who knows? She goes by Jade now. You can see that one of the addresses is from a bank. You look through the kitchen. The kitchen, there's no dirty dishes. There's all the dishes are put away in the cabinets, it looks like. Stove looks like it hasn't been used in decades. The you do only find one photo. And it's of a man in a suit.
Am I familiar with this individual?
Intelligence
Or just well
politics.
suspect? Is there some I might know? Definitely. There's others. Well, this is kind of curious. This is going too well. I'm waiting for it to crash. 6 successes again.
That's Eugene,
Eugene.
her sire. Taking a photo isn't particularly masquerade breaching. Looks like he's flush, looks like he's lively, looks like he looks really good in that suit. It's a shame what happened to him.
Yeah. Real pity. Pity that somebody like that ended up turning out to endorse the uprising against Prince Warzi. How does Jade look in that photo? I'm presuming she's with him in that.
She's smiling. Maybe smiling more than you've seen her smile in a long time.
Grab the photo. Kind of looking it over. I'm thinking to myself, must be nice to have a sire that you actually can reach out to. And then got cut loose. More's the pity.
What are you doing here?
Uh-oh. I turned slowly. Official business. The kind that most people don't want dragged in the open.
Snooping. Did you find what you wanted?
No. He looks at the photo. And then makes it a point to put it down exactly where it was, as gently as possible. You know, I didn't know you were capable of smiling like that.
It's been a long time.
You know,
Yes.
I wish I could have done that.
Done what? Smiled in a photo?
Yeah. Like that.
You don't have that kind of smile when you see your sire?
No. Gotta remember, my sire is a walking funeral parlor. Yours would at least had the skin of a upstanding businessman. Looks like a major CEO or something.
You did well enough.
Can we take this conversation in the living room? At the very least.
Sure.
I appreciate that. And he's making it a point. Like, I'm pretty sure this might be very odd to her. Shriek's more flamboyant nature now toned down into a more serious, maybe even thoughtful approach. He gestures to the couch. Oh, go ahead.
And she also gestures to the couch.
He sits on one end, she sits on the other. Or that awkward space between them.
She kind of crosses her arms, kind of guarded.
I know what you did. I just don't understand why.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific than that.
How many fledglings and neonates have you been feeding to our scourge?
The Scourge asked me a question. I answered.
Funny thing, not a lot of people are willing to do that. Not in this domain. Did they threaten you, or?
No.
That's good. I would find that distasteful.
Would you?
I would. I'm not gonna pretend I like you, Kaufman. Miss Kaufman. But I think we're both after the same thing.
And what do you suppose that is?
When you drive around the domain, you see all the shit. You see a place where it's getting by to get by. You're trying to keep your head down. Let your loyalties show through the long term. With them in doubt, I'm sure you have every want to end up proving it to the court that you're not as they perceived your sire. You actually care. It's in the little details. It's trying to be homely. He gestures to her haven.
You never know when company's going to come over.
Thankfully, this one you don't have to put the tea on for. But I want to know why. I get that you don't like my current position, temporary as it may be. But for the time being, I'm still your primogen.
All right, primogen shriek.
He gestures with a hand, telling her to stop. I'm not going to make you say it. I know it makes you want to throw up. All I'm saying is that if something happens in this domain and the primogen is not informed, as much as you might not like it, there have been more than a few kindred that suddenly went to disappear.
And you think I don't know that?
I think you do know that.
And you want to pin it on me?
No. Could. You were the last one to talk to the Scourge before she tried to get rid of another one.
It's the first time Cynthia's been in this domain in several years.
Are you willing to stake your existence on that?
She doesn't make a habit of coming very often.
She's good and quiet.
No, she's messy.
Messy when she's doing her job. I'm trying to get down to it. Because as much as you may not like it, no one else, well, would have sold you out. As much as I hate to admit it, I think we need each other right now.
That we should let bygones be bygones.
No, certainly not. I'm not stupid. But I think we need to also acknowledge there's a certain degree of mutual self-interest here. Because if she came for you, you better hope that I find out first. I don't like the primogen's domain being undermined. That rubs me the wrong way. And I think if our roles were reversed, as much as you'd like to see me reduced to a grease stain, if it was done on your watch without your consent, it also might rub you the wrong way. It's like rubbing on another man's rhubarb. Fun times as that might be. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on between you and Cynthia and you and the sister.
I acquiesce to Cynthia's request. As she is Scourge, I am not. I am but a lowly Ventru. Charity, well, let's just say that it is not just personal. She and I have never seen eye to eye, but I have respected her residence, and she's respected mine. But I couldn't let a break of the tradition slide.
So you knew why.
When Cynthia asked me, I figured. She had gotten wind of it somehow. That's why she asked me. And so I told her.
Just to be clear, is she saying she's said where it was the sister is, or was she confirming Cynthia's theory about what the masquerade breach?
She is confirming that there was a masquerade breach that happened, and that she told Cynthia where to find Sister Charity.
Masquerade breach happened and you witnessed it. You testified to that.
I would.
Tell me about it. And I'm going to watch. I want to end up knowing if she's lying.
Okay. Zamisi have a tendency to craft flesh. Have the ability to craft flesh. Apparently, Sister Charity had a crafting session briefly before I saw her and her ghoul walk out into the night, showcasing what a monster she's created. For potentially all the world to see. She didn't know I was there.
And who saw other than you?
That I can confirm? Just me. But that kind of risk in these trying times, is that really worth taking that risk for?
I'm gonna arouse the blood. I don't want to know if she's lying.
Okay, insight checker. Wits and insight.
I'll keep it. I'm not gonna risk it just yet. So I'll keep 2 successes.
Okay. She's always been a tough cookie. She's always been hard to read for you. But in this particular moment, she almost seems genuine. Like that little bit of that. She's not lying to you. As if she's on purpose making it very easy for you to read her.
Who not of the blood was their nature revealed to?
A ghoul.
A ghoul is of the blood?
Depends on your interpretation.
I think the one that matters right now is who's holding the domain.
Then I suppose it's Prince Warsi's.
That's right. But the way you phrased it was that it was guilty as charged. So the second a ghoul finds anything about your nature, even the notion that they become stronger or faster or sharper, that unto itself becomes a breach of the first tradition. I suppose we would have to sick Cynthia on everybody who has a ghoul. That's going to be a very busy night.
Well,
You see my point.
I see your point. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
You want her dead.
She's Sabat.
Because she's Misi.
Because she's Sabat.
How do you know that? It's a very large accusation. If she's Sabat, I want to know what I'm looking at.
Are you familiar with the tenets of the Path of Lilith?
That would be an occult intelligence, right?
It would.
3 successes.
You know there's a such thing as, like, vampire religions? Or paths is another name for it. You know that some revere Cain as the original vampire. Rumor has it that there's other origin stories of vampirism, like the Ministry believe in Set, and then, you know, the odd kindred believes in. Who knows? There's a number of them, but Lilith kind of stands out to you as another major mythos. Whether or not you know any believers in that path or have met anyone in that path, who's to say? Because nobody really announces that kind of thing when it comes to their religion.
That is a curiosity. A follower of Lilith.
And I don't know of anyone in the Camarilla who follows that path. Not to mention her sire.
Her sire was Sabat. That I was aware of. But my concern, please, to alleviate for me, is that if we are to start cursing the childer for the sins of the sire, especially in Prince Warisi's domain, that can become an issue for many, including yourself.
Oh, I know.
Is that the path we want to take? Darling?
Just like I can't prove it to you. I know things
You know things.
that I can't prove.
Yeah. Happen to be actually a child of Malcav, would you? Here they happen to have that problem all the time.
I wish.
probably grateful that you're a blue blood. He looks at in her kitchen, sees the stack on the here desk. Bank's calling. You can be all right.
I'm fine.
I'm just gonna make another insight on that.
All right.
Outside of my own presence. I'm not gonna rouse for this one. I'm just gonna kind of give that statement a 5.
Ooh.
Now, outside of the obvious, which is I'm in the room, what could possibly be bugging my darling Jade Kaufman? From what I've observed.
When you said the bank is calling, and you said, "Are you going to be okay?" and she said, "I'm fine," there's a crack in that veneer. She's not fine. If you had to guess, this house, who knows what'll happen to it in the next few months. And maybe, just maybe, that scares her.
Sentimentality to the house, isn't it?
Seems to be.
He looks at the place. A gift from your sire. Or maybe something before you were embraced.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I'd like you to keep it.
Whatever for.
Maybe I just like knowing where you lay your head. Maybe I feel the need that you staying in the domain you're assigned in a place that's easily recognizable. Well, makes things easier for me. Or maybe there's an unlikely event. That one you wouldn't believe.
That you sympathize.
Couldn't be that.
I'd sooner believe that hogs fly. Touching as this sentiment may be. Are we done?
He stands up. I think we're done for tonight. Next time, I hope that when a scourge or something else happens, you report to the Primogen.
Yes, sir.
Of your local domain. I don't care if it's me or one of the others. But if we're to make sure that people don't go disappearing randomly, it's best we know what's going on.
Understood, sir.
He starts walking to the door. Starts to unlock it and starts to open. As he's about to step out, he pauses and turns back. Strange thing. I was once told loyalty is its own reward. I'm curious to know how true that is. Closes the door and starts walking out.
Just as you see the cockroaches start to scurry across the garage floor.
He stamps one out. Disgusted. Starts walking away. He's gonna move along quickly. In fact, probably unusually quickly for him. Like he's gotta get distance away from it. Smug bitch.
Well, I think that would be a good place for us to call it an evening.
I think so.
Thank you guys so much for playing.
I have regained a willpower. Yay!
Yay! Yay! Also,
Okay, I'm back. Oof.
welcome back, guys. We're closing up shop for tonight. So, thank you guys,
Beautiful.
everyone, so much for playing, and of course for all of the raids that happened tonight. Because we had a bunch of people raid in. Of course, Derek came in at the start of the stream. And then we had Desolate Fox, Storm Fate, Smoking Dragons, Own Dog, and Hero Zone all come in with raids all night tonight. So thank you guys, if you're still here, for those who came in earlier. Thank you guys so much for the raids. And for Smoking Dragons for the follow. And for
Thank you all.
Black Wolf and Hero Zone for buying coffees at the Cat Cafe. So just wanted to shout everybody out who came along with all of that. But yeah, we have some we have some strange to do.
No, nothing important happened.
Mr. Tiny Brush,
Nothing important happened of note. I mean,
you killed a man.
it was one oopsie.
You killed a man.
All right, so that's one stain or two stains?
2, 3.
3?
Yep. Because you jumped down, intending to do a thing.
I intended to hold him.
And you held him. And you held him. And you held him. Until he breathed no more.
Let's be real here, man. You ended up treating him like a tube of Colgate.
That's true. Could I argue? Could I argue that the guilty should suffer because he threw a knife into my head? To maybe get a stain reduction?
I'll allow it.
Okay, so
because he did throw a knife at you first.
Yeah.
But then he realized you're kindred, and yeah, is he really wrong to have bolted?
Not wrong to have bolted, but getting all willy-nilly with a knife into someone's head generally isn't a good thing. Okay, so how do I just put 2 slashes into the humanity?
Yep, 2 slashes on the empty boxes in humanity, and then you're gonna roll remorse, and the leftover empty ones is how many dice you have.
Okay, remorse. Or 2 dice left.
Oh, that poll did not last very long at all.
Oh.
But Shriek got it. There was only the 1 vote.
How long was that poll up for?
Probably a minute.
Was that your intention?
Probably based on the fact that I probably did the last poll and only did it for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah, because we were trying to get the hell out last time.
Oh, right,
So.
yeah. Well, Well, if we want more people to do so, to do some voting, we can certainly do that. But otherwise, Shriek has it.
I am more comfortable giving them more time.
Give him more
because I
time.
feel like Shriek was not the one who carried that. Well, I appreciate the single vote. Whoever you were, thank you. By all means, resubmit your vote. But
Bro.
I feel like I want to give everybody a fair chance.
Black Wolf, I don't mess with bots. The only thing I did to the bot was add a timer for the last time that we were gaming because there was intermittent power outages. That's all I did. Alright, so the new poll is up. It's probably going to be up for about 10 minutes. So, Wolf will think I'm raking shit. Alright, so, remorse. You got 0 successes on your remorse. You lose 1 humanity.
What's one little humanity?
What humanity are you at, Mr. Kane?
Huh. I'm becoming a monster. I'm 5.
5. Slippery slope, my dude. Slippery slope.
And here I thought that I would. I didn't mean to hug this man as hard as I did. I just want him to go to sleep.
It
Not
was
forever.
It was
just
because you
temporary.
messy crit. It
I
was
know.
because you messy crit, and I was going to give you a compulsion, but I figured a harm compulsion was sufficient to be resolved right away.
Yeah.
So you didn't
just
have
glad-
to linger with it. You just killed a man.
I'm just hoping that, I figured we were safe in the alley, so not very visible. But it might have been an assumption on my part. I thought we were hidden enough.
No, what do you mean hidden enough for what?
Not getting seen.
No, you weren't seen.
No.
Oh, okay.
You weren't seen. You were just a little too aggressive.
I mean, technically he was seen, but not in the act of killing.
No heavy implications that maybe somebody overheard something in a microphone.
Oh boy.
What did he hear?
The choking out of a man?
Well, that might be it. But I was about to say, I know I didn't say anything.
And you don't know whether he said something or not before you caught up with him.
Oh well.
All you know for sure is that they overheard the choking out of a man. They know a man's dead.
Oh well.
Oh well.
What's one little broken egg? That's a
Wow.
5 humanity.
Wow.
That's a 5 humanity stance, right?
Yeah, I
It was
suppose.
just one human.
One human. Alright.
They're so fragile. I barely hugged them.
Barely. Man.
I mean, the guy deserved it anyway.
He did deserve it. He threw a knife into my head.
Exactly. This is why we lost humanity. Oh, you're muted, Derek.
I lose more humanity that way.
Mm.
It was
Well,
an oopsie.
Well done.
I don't think Shrek or Alex have any stains to acquire, do they? Unless there's
With
a
the sacred thou shalt not lie. I mean, she kind of was speaking in code, which was, in a essence, lying. But
I think speaking in code to not put yourself in danger, I think is justifiable.
and harm none, do what thou wilt. Do the path evil.
Yeah, unless there's like a witch tenet that she broke.
Yeah, no, not really. Protect the innocent from harm. Well, they weren't really innocent.
Depends on whether or not you consider Second Inquisition innocence.
Really. Obedience is On
For the purposes of this, I'm not going to count them as innocent.
courage is the highest virtue. Not really.
No, I don't think so. I don't think...
I think she came close to skirting a couple of them,
Close, but
not actually breaking them.
and I trust you to be honest with me about it too. So
Well, that's why I kind of just went through all of that
yeah,
because it's a lot to go through.
yeah. And I don't think Shriek has any. So we're gonna
Nope.
Shriek. You still win the audience XP. So there you go.
Yeah, but at least now I know Kane and Alexandra were on the board and had a fighting chance for it.
Yeah. Raven contributed 4,000 channel points. Thank you, Raven, towards that poll.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you so much. So let's get on to the rest of the experience now, shall we? Everybody at the table gets 1 for showing up. Congratulations. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Woohoo! Then we have some roleplay prompts that very similarly to the way that Derek does in his games, we decide amongst players who had moved the plot the furthest, who had the best scene, and who had our best line. And you all have already voted on your audience favorite for tonight, so thank you very much for everyone doing that. So, plot mover.
That one's a little bit hard for me because
Actively?
we kind of got things rolling.
Yeah, actively, Shriek and Alex made moves, and then I fucked up. And did I accidentally an Inquisition?
I'm going to give it to Alex. I'm going to give it to Alex.
I think Alex was probably the most active.
Purely political reasons.
Oh. I'm going to question this.
Well,
She
she's the one who's making political moves, isn't she?
We'll have to find out. But no.
Also, Black
We'll see
Wolf.
how this goes.
Black Wolf is accusing me of messing up things on the stream.
Oh no!
It's my stream, damn it! I love you, Black Wolf. Best mod.
Yeah.
Best scene.
The best scene I am tossing up between that last one with Shriek and Jade and the squeezing toothpaste that was Kane.
Mm.
The squeezing of the Colgate.
You could have sucked that juice box dry, and yet you didn't.
Well, it's
Such a
dry,
rake.
I can assure you.
It does now. But
The question was, which end was it coming out of?
He didn't even drink any of it. It all spilt on the floor. In dust form.
Oh.
It's all good.
Oh no, that was amusing. Do I want to go for the amusing or like the actual good roleplay?
That is the real question, isn't it, sir? This is why La Sombra can't have nice things. Time Bomb, you were so correct.
What is it? I'm realizing because the other La Sombra that we've had, like I remember Derek's La Sombra.
John?
And like toothpaste. Yeah, John was a toothpaste squeezer too. Like
It's kind of what they do.
it
When
really
you
is.
got potence and want a hug.
Exactly. You want a hug and you have potence. Especially with lethal body.
Oh boy.
Only one thing came to mind. Do it. Summon your minions. Give me a hug. Sorry.
Yep. But who
Very
are you
few
voting
people
for,
will know.
CJ?
I don't know. Who are you voting for, Derek?
No, you don't turn this on me.
I can do whatever I want. God has not spoken yet, so there are no rules.
Well, yeah, the
Don't
choice
check
went to
Coffee,
you
he's got the
second.
look. Coffee has the look.
Don't make me intervene. Because I will.
I don't know. It was amusing to me because I got a knife in my head and I had to chase down the guy. And hug
Yeah,
him to
you
death.
did.
But then again, Derek's a good role player. You know what? I'll vote for myself because Derek will probably get best line.
Yes. Honestly, that's where my best line vote is going.
All right, I'll give it to CJ.
All right, CJ it is.
The only line I could even come up with was that I would have done was not even going to hold a candle. It was me talking about, I forget how I said it, but it was like, it was about the Lord's Prayer and it was callbacks and stuff to religion. But let's face it, Shriek is a one-liner factory.
Look, the line about gravity and skirts going the wrong way killed me.
That's a very amusing line. Don't let my opinion sway you all. I mean, that's the one for line. Yeah, we gave CJ best scene. Okay, yeah, best line. So far, we have one vote for Derek.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Shriek because just
Shriek.
Shriek.
What line? What line?
Yes, what is your favorite line?
I forget. It was one of the serious ones when he was talking to the chick.
Yeah.
It was basically like a cementing of power. I don't remember exactly how Derek worded it though.
What was the gist of it?
It was basically like, I kind of like you here. This is where it was a whole line of thought. It wasn't exactly a single line, but the whole that part of the conversation basically cemented, no, you're here and I'm in control.
I'm gonna give it to CJ.
Why is that?
I'm gonna give it to CJ specifically for the Lord's Prayer.
But I think it did. What did I think it still goes to you though.
Mox, who did you pick again?
Shriek.
Oh, Mox picked Shriek.
The gravity skirt line.
I mean, the best I would do, and I won't change a vote for myself. I will go for a tie and let us roll it off. But otherwise, I'm giving it to Shriek, to be honest, because I think that whole scene was like the way, like it had a bunch of good lines in it.
Shriek can be serious when he wants to be.
Yeah, it was a nice view into Shriek. That's why I wanted to, give it props.
It was a showcase of how politically dangerous Shriek can be.
Yeah.
That he
Which
knows
is the whole intention of him, yeah.
To press if he needs. He's not all shit talk. There is actually clause behind that.
Oh, Coffee. I changed my desire for next week. But I think you would get a kick because it offers you a little bit of insight that I think a lot of people were missing. I just want your reaction right now.
Just a reaction, okay. Oh, interesting.
Because I came to a conclusion while thinking about Shriek. I came to a conclusion about him earlier on. And I think this might be interesting. Or an interesting line you might appreciate.
I do like that desire, sir. Keep it interesting, please. But I think we decided that Shriek had the best line, right?
Yep.
All right. That does it for all of our experience for tonight. And thank you to everyone who came by to watch. We currently got 41 of you people. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've missed anything from tonight's session, absolutely go subscribe on YouTube, because eventually I will post all of the episodes, I promise. Once I actually figure out my numbering system and actually get them all correct and not out of order. And same with Rebirth. I have I may need to be bullied a little bit this week to get on top of that. So, but I will be posting the VODs on YouTube. Just be patient. I will probably spam the YouTube channel on Discord when they all go live, or at least the bot will. The bot will spam when they go live. So definitely get on Discord so that we can keep you all very informed as to what goes live when it comes to YouTube and here on Twitch. And so thank you, all of you who are watching here on Twitch. And if you somehow stumbled upon us on YouTube and you still haven't followed on Twitch, you should at twitch.tv/CoffeeCat because
Reasons.
we are very well. Yeah, we're at 531 followers, and the more the merrier. We love to do storytelling on this channel, and that's what we're gonna do until the till the end. So
Yeah.
and just keep them all coming. But yeah, I do have at least one other streamer who does join me for my cast, and that is Derek. Derek, you have done some fantastic work over the last few days, just doing some practice doodles, such as a commission from Volvo for Baron Creed, and a lovely doodle of Summer. So why don't you give yourself a bit of a shill and tell us what you're working on this maybe tomorrow.
Jill. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Macabre Derek. I am a horror illustrator in the EC Comics mold. I am also a storyteller as well as a bit of a teacher for both Vampire the Masquerade and Battletech. So if you want to end up getting more VTM content, you want to talk about illustration or what you're doing in your chronicle or anything of the like, please do end up following along. I also end up running a tutorial set of streams on Monday where we can talk about just about anything that you want to end up talking about involving Vampire the Masquerade or Battletech. So take a look at it there. You'll end up being able to find me on stream between Sundays and Thursdays. Tomorrow, we got a big commission coming in from Velocity, which is going to be taking the turn for the strange for my norm. But I look forward to the challenge.
I look forward to seeing it. So we do like challenging Derek to do things outside of his wheelhouse sometimes, and thus, and Velocity has posed a challenge to you. So good on him for it. Also, there is a CL walking in front of the camera, being a goofball cat. We love cats in this stream, so
we love our emergency food rations, don't we, cats?
We never challenged Derek. I've definitely never made him make a hunchback sexy.
It's true. He has done some bachals, as we've called them, where he takes a Battletech mech and turns him into a pinup girl. Who knew?
Thank you, Maddie. We didn't know we needed them in our life, but
he started that trend. Yep, exactly. But thank you guys so much for watching, and go follow us on all of the things. Join the Discord. Do all the doodly doos. And so until tomorrow for Rebirth, hopefully, ? Fingers crossed. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, you wonderful people.
Did I accidentally an Inquisition?
Fuck the Second Inquisition.
She's a bitch.